Who had Suarez picked for this race?
Not me.
Not me.
No.
No.
I mean, okay, first off, before we kind of get into our topics, can we just we're still kind of on this high from the end of this race, right?
Bro,
I'm on high from the
Oh
whole
my
race.
the
God.
ending of this race, and I don't want to get too into it, the ending of this race is exactly what I wanted last week to be.
It's
However,
what I
it
want
just
every race
wasn't.
to be.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to start the year with the Atlanta 500.
Stop.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. This
Heresy.
is great.
I mean, we might talk about it later. They just got to fix the 500 so they're not doing the fuel saving thing. If you do that, that's what the 500 will be. I mean, the last 20
do
laps
you
of every
fix-
stage was
I don't-
incredible.
I don't want to get too far into it.
All right.
We got a lot of races to talk about here.
It was incredible. I think
Sure.
that 3-wide
It was a
finish,
great
that's going to
weekend.
be one for the history books. Like,
Well,
that'll be
oh,
something we
you know-
rewatch
Well, I was thinking
20 years from
the whole
now.
time, all I could think of was the Harvick-Jeff Gordon ending. Right?
Really?
From,
Oh, yeah, kind of similar.
similar where
I
it's like
thought
coming
about
down to
the-
the last bit.
The Truex Hamlin.
Yeah.
Daytona
that
500
one,
finish.
that one too.
That
Yep.
was like .00001.
Wasn't this one?
8. I
This
couldn't
one
tell
was
you. I don't know
pretty
the time, but it was close.
Maybe we just kind of do like a general thing, but I don't think I have a single knock against this race.
No, this Cup race.
Like,
thought
I
was
can't
top
think
tier.
of anything that I was like, well, besides the broadcast, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But the racing itself, like literally, there was nothing there that made me go like, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish this didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or I wish this wasn't an element here. It was so cool. Great racing. Like the racing was good. The drivers had to race, and then what was crazy is all the drivers hated Atlanta. But we heard a lot of drivers, mainly the ones that were crashed out, in their post-race interview talking about how much fun they had. That was a word I did not expect to hear from Brad Keselowski.
Fun.
That this racing was fun. What David Gillen said, I'm having fun, but I'm scared for my life.
Bro, speaking of Todd Gillen,
Bro. Did I say David Gillen?
you did, but
Yeah,
I
sorry.
assume you meant
That's old.
Same guy. Same guy.
bro.
Todd
like,
Gillen.
where the heck did he come from?
That car was.
I think it was
even the
Front Row
34 was
Motorsports.
crazy fast.
McDowell was really good. Yeah,
He put it on the pole, his first career pole. Way to go, McDowell.
yeah. Back to back front rows at speedways, like pretty.
Wild.
pretty
I wasn't.
insane.
Were you guys shocked at
Wild.
all that Logano and McDowell sat on the front row? I wasn't surprised at all.
No,
No.
it's
No, not for super speedway.
Daytona 2.0.
Everybody was kind of qualifying the same. Chevys, Toyotas, kind of lower. Like it
Very
was
similar.
tracking the same. So I was like, probably going to be very similar. A little hot.
No, actually, it's great. I love peach.
Yeah,
Nice.
we got a little
Yeah.
hookup from the pool bar. They gave us some of the good peach stuff.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh,
I'm
Mark.
Thank
shocked
you,
it
Mark.
survived a week. I'm just going to throw that out there.
To be honest, that is a bit of a surprise.
Well, it didn't take us long to get into the first race, and we're like, peach.
Need that. It was such a good race. I mean, why not?
Yeah, that was an
man.
incredible race. I just that will probably be, in my opinion, the best race this year, except for maybe the opening race in the playoffs is Atlanta. That might
gosh,
be.
I know.
the
I'm
best.
excited for it.
Oh yeah,
That's
right.
hot.
Man, do we want to try to
Last
go to
year
this
was
race?
what,
So
Darlington?
yeah, normally it's Darlington, but Darlington's a cutoff.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we go to Daytona in August, and then 2 weeks later we go to Atlanta.
Maybe.
I will drive to Atlanta to see that. I
Yeah.
mean, that was incredible.
Hands down.
You want to take the RV?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
I want
Hey.
that backstretch.
That's what I'm saying. The backstretch.
Yeah, that's fire,
You
bro.
might as well look it up.
Super fire.
Look it up.
If anyone want to hook us up with a,
But
right.
I think that'll probably be the best race this year, hands down. The only competition is going to be the fall Atlanta race, and I think I can confidently say I think this was the best race of the next gen era so far.
yeah,
Maybe the last Coke 600.
It was good, but that was way better.
Yeah.
We were all on the edge of our seats the whole time.
the
I don't
whole
know,
time.
DJ, you bring up a
that's
good
the key
point.
word. The whole
Yeah.
time.
You bring up a really good point. The Coke 600 has not disappointed
No.
in the
Yeah.
next gen era. So I think besides, if we exclude the Coke 600, this is 100% the best race in the next gen.
I'm gonna be honest. I have not been on the train of Texas.
I
and
was
saying-
gonna say this.
saying like, "Hey, let's change Texas to this." But
Tear it
after,
up.
after watching this, I'll go there myself.
I could go 36 weeks of this. 100%.
Literally
You want
every
an
race.
all-star race, whatever. That's fine. Whatever. Let's do this.
Bro,
This is great.
After watching this race,
Well, it towed the line of pack racing, but also you had to handle.
and
and
you
you
could
saw
make
guys-
Has
passes,
the handle
Yeah.
exactly.
and you could make passes pretty easily. I think.
Yes.
Those
I
runs
should
were
say
crazy.
easily. You would get insanely good runs. Let me put
Yes.
it that way.
The runs
They
were
were-
crazy.
They were consistent throughout the race.
Yes.
They were not in the beginning. They were not at the end.
and it
They
didn't.
were throughout every pit cycle.
Yeah,
And
it
I think
didn't-
that made the
Even
whole race.
even the green flag pit cycle was pretty interesting. Because you had a little bit of green flag pit strategy. You had hard racing. You had
I guess we're just
saving
jumping right
fuel.
into
Like,
this.
Well, yeah,
you just had everything. You had everything in this race. There's literally nothing. Like, what else did you want? You had a big wreck. You had everything.
The
On lap
cars didn't
4.
seem to change when it got
2.
dark either.
2.
Like when it got dark, it didn't seem like there was
Good
a
I,
change.
I felt like they
Yeah.
got a little more
Like,
grip.
Yeah, but it was
Maybe.
It didn't.
The
seem
bottom
like too
became
bad.
dominant. The top was dominant the first half. That's what I'm saying. The race, the track changed. Everything. It was incredible. What else do you want?
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't
Raptors
NASCAR
must be
don't
winning.
change a thing about this race.
Yeah.
Don't.
Listen, if we need to repave Atlanta, let's do it. Let's
I don't
keep
want to
whatever-
repave Atlanta. I
let's
want this
keep-
again.
No, let's keep whatever's going on on.
We need
Yeah.
what is it? We need a 3-year-old Atlanta repave.
Consistently.
Can we repave it and instantly have 3 years of
Whatever
wear?
funding you need, just ask the fans.
Yeah. I got a feeling that the crowd turnout in the fall race is going to be crazy.
I'm very curious to see.
Might be hard to get tickets for
it
that
might
race
be.
after that.
I'm very curious to see what Jeff Gluck's poll is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be high.
it's got-
I bet it's
It
going
was
to be plus
crazy.
80.
I was looking at a
100%.
poll before the race started,
Uh-huh.
and like who was in favor of the new configuration, and it polled probably like 4,000 or 5,000 people replied. It wasn't Jeff, but it was somebody else, and it was 80% favored the old. I'm like, we went to the old.
How?
That was way better.
Yeah,
that's
and
Florida
crazy.
Cup.
Yes, and I would say, I mean, yeah, we were at the very last race before they reconfigured it, and I wouldn't say that was even a bad race. That was still a good race, but it's not even close. It's not. This is so much better. Even after the first repave, the immediate first race was much. Now, I did hear people saying, because we were there at the first race after the repave, and I did hear a lot of people saying that from a TV perspective, it was kind of boring. But I'm pretty sure for the first race, when we went back after the repave, I think we stood the entire time.
Yeah,
It's
it was
always
pretty
going to be
good.
better when you're there.
That is true. That is true.
Always. There's always going to be that bias when you're at the race, smelling the fumes, smelling the gas, the tires, hearing the cars. It's always going to be better.
Oh, it's totally different.
But I get it. I get what they're saying. On TV, sometimes it is a snoozer. There's generally, you're going to get those long run laps. You're going to get those single file lines. But this race just didn't have it.
no.
This race was the perfect medium between a 1.5 miles and a super speedway where you could get your runs, but you could kind of have traction and you could kind of be aggressive, but you could also be really loose. This was the best. I thought this was the best Atlanta race I've seen since the repave. 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.